Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Thursday, August 13th. Now, we're going to have PPI coming out on Thursday. We had CPI coming out on Wednesday. We had some inflation information that came out, actually a little better. Well, it met with expectations, but it was down. So we see inflation coming down a bit. Now, it'll be interesting to see how the market responds to Thursday's fundamentals. All the indices really behave differently. Here's the one we're looking at, and that's the Russell, the small to mid cap stocks. Buyers did come in. They held their own. The PPI is going to be the next filter, that in the Middle East. And right now I'm looking for an inside type day in that market. What's also interesting is what's happening here when it comes to the currencies. The US dollar remains dominant, so there's no new shakes there. Dollar difference, the sell to buy level there is $181.25 a contract. I'm looking for a sideways move here. The US dollar really has come back. And even though we're seeing the British pound firming up a bit. So be careful if you're long those currencies. The bond market, we're seeing the yield bouncing all over. Price rallied and then it broke back down. Asia trying to buy it again, and I'm looking for a sideways move here in that market. When we look at gold, it's also grinding its way higher. It did trade below its sell level. You can't really tell it here, but it did, just by a little bit. And the dollar difference, the buy to sell level, is $27,700 a contract. Look for a continuation to the upside, especially if the yield in the 10-year notes gets weaker. So, or another way to say it is price gets stronger in the 10-year notes. Crude oil. Crude oil needs an excuse to do something right now, and that's what it's waiting for. It could be up or down, really depends on the Middle East. So it's a sideways neutral position right now in that market. Nat gas trying to firm up, but can it follow through? It's had a terrible record recently of the inability to follow through. But right now, I'm looking for a sideways move to slightly higher. Check out corn. There's some weakness expected potentially in our corn yield, and it's reflected here in this rally. Look for continuation, but not a big day up in that market. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again tomorrow. In the meantime, take care.